Last time on the Empire Initiative. The Crusaders got acquainted with the members of the Leap Syndicate and heard the tragic tale of its founding by Boulder. Continuously hunted and knowing nothing of frogfolk culture, the young frog seemed overjoyed by Dart's presence, but Boulder never let his guard down and always kept his favorite dagger close at hand. Rain and Zevari practiced the Fox's Dance in the moonlight to prepare for the Sapphire Jubilee, in a totally platonic fashion, of course. Meanwhile, Dart and Boulder left to scout the pyramid and witnessed an unusual party entering it before they arrived, so they prepared a little surprise for them. In the morning, Zevari received more letters regarding the upcoming trials, and Dart, overwhelmed at finally finding some of his own kind, hugged all of the frogkin children before preparing to venture out yet again. This is episode 16, Pacts That Bind Us.
You guys are surrounded by frog folk. Jambette is starting to gather up like the little ones and kind of like hush them, like it's time for your nap. And she actually like, if, you guys wouldn't be able to see this because you're on the floor or on the like forest, the jungle floor, but she like will hop up into the canopy, and there is like they have like an extra big like waxy leaf that they've made like a hammock out of, and they've like filled with like a small basin of water. So it's like a little tub, a little leaf tub, and it's like got like it's double layered with like another big waxy leaf, underneath, and like it's like sewed up with like twine along the edges, and that's like where she's bringing the children. They're the smallest ones, like still, need to basically be somewhat in water quite often. And, and the older ones sort of look after the smaller ones. So she's, trying to bring them all up for a nap time situation. And because she knows that adult conversations need to happen. And yeah, so with that, the scene opens. Bubbles. Let me bring up Bubbles' description.
He's big.
Bubbles he's got like a little bit of a bumpy nose. He's dark blue. And he's like taller than like the others for the most part. He's one of the taller ones. But yeah, he's like, we really, really need a place to, call home. I could try to, build something, but we never stay in one place for very long.
Turns around, looks at the pyramid.
It's like they're popping up out of nowhere.
It's like they grew from the ground.
From my hands.
Magical hands.
Well,
they really are.
Yeah, but what exactly? And he's like, yeah, but what exactly is that? And his tongue lolls out and licks his eyeballs.
They all do.
Oh, and they all do it in unison.
Oh,
it's like yawning. Just one of them doing it makes the other ones want to do it as well.
Well, there might be something in it. I don't know. Well, there's orcs in it right now, right? There's a couple.
Yeah. I think that being nomadic is probably actually really smart, because if you want to stay in one place, you have to be able to defend it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not exactly what I would call a defensive fighting force.
Well, the issue is, if I may, my liege.
Just start is fine.
Just start. It's difficult to raise tadpoles in this sort of situation.
That's true.
And we have discussed that we are lacking numbers. The thing is that, and then Boulder will, like, sort of, like, they're all standing right there, but he'll kind of sort of, like, walk back up and re-engage in the conversation. He goes, well, sorry, hold on, this voice is kind of weird.
Right, you can get some water if you need it.
Right. I don't know if I can do it. King Dart. It's not quite right.
We can edit it in later.
So Boulder will say that he's considered trying to like break out like a large amount of frogs in order to create a force. Because there's the thing is like there isn't a ton of adults. Like they kind of keep like roughly the right like they keep like a certain amount of adults, and they mostly because they're trying to avoid this kind of situation. But like, he's thought about trying to grab like a bunch all at once or something, but then it becomes like they're going to notice, right? So like right now they have the advantage of there's only like rumors that some frogs have escaped. Like most orcs don't believe it, right? Even like him, even like with Dart and what he's doing, it is kind of making them nervous, but it's also kind of like, oh, it's just like some stupid shit that people are saying to like freak us out or like, whatever. Like, if that makes sense. So like currently, that's kind of Boulder's thing. He's like, I could try to like grab more mature froglets, but it's way more likely that those will get noticed. So trying to grab like a tadpole here and there has been kind of my strategy. But tadpoles are like really, really hard to take care of. Like if you don't have like a pond, they're supposed to like have like a very, stable, specific environment. And it's hard so it's been hard. They haven't had they have lost a lot of, potential syndicate members.
Well, normally I would suggest, given our environment, that we hide high in the trees. But as you said, that is not a good environment for tadpoles. And so I have another idea. Because where we need to stay needs to be well hidden so that orcs can't find it. And even if they could, it'd be hard to get into. And so what I propose is finding a cave that's only accessible through an underwater entrance.
Is there such a thing in this environment? Like, kind of asking to Boulder.
They're rare. I'm sure they're rare.
Boulder, he'll stop and consider it for a second. And as he's thinking about it, Bubbles will kind of speak up and be like, if I may,
Bubbles is my new favorite. So
if I may, I have had my eye on a place, and it is a cave. Now, it isn't underwater. However, I believe that it could be flooded if needed to change, the topography of the cave. Yes. So not too far from here, actually, there's a small cave that there are some runaway orcs living in, and it seems to be very nice and hidden.
Runaway.
I don't really know what they're doing exactly, but they seem like they've gone rogue, like they've abandoned the city. And I think, they're isolated. We could probably take them out and just take their little base. And then, potentially we could redirect some water from the nearby river and flood it, creating like you said, a place where it could only be accessible via water.
Yes, but runaway.
why did they run away?
And if they have information about the city, or are actively trying to take it down, then we wouldn't necessarily need to create you a new place. We could just take back the old one.
My immediate concern is that these runaways are the ones that we let go previously.
How long have they been there? Do you know?
Oh, yes. We have spotted them for the first time about 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
But it seemed like they had already been somewhat established. There's not many of them, and it's kind of hard to tell because they're being very secretive. but it seems like no orcs have found it, that they don't like intend on fighting. Because I've never seen any sort of like conflict. I think it seems like a good idea. And Boulder was saying, I think it's too dangerous. I think it's far too dangerous.
Danger's my mother's brother's third cousin's removed middle name.
Yeah, exactly.
Austin Powers?
Have faith in the king. The fairy tale book says that the king is the mightiest warrior in all the land.
The mightiest.
And they all just like look at you like, yeah.
Long.
The frog, like, bubble sack thing, just
Literally trying to fill the opening.
Well, I don't think the pyramid is a good place for them, because it has already drawn curious orcs, and I'm sure it will draw more. So the cave seems like a reasonable idea.
maybe we can do a tradesy. They can have the pyramid.
Oh my god.
Well,
So what is a pyramid? I don't understand. That's not just like a big rock? Yes, I'm very curious about that as well. Dappa, the very small, sprightly, dark green with brown spots, frog lady, speaks up.
I don't know how old she is.
it's just a pyramid's just a very efficient way of stacking.
They're all younger than Boulder.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Maybe it was questionable.
What reason?
I said a pyramid's just a really efficient way of stacking rocks.
Yeah.
Well, what's the purpose?
We don't know.
If a giant walks this way, he gets fucked up by how pointy.
Messed up, please.
Messed up. I'm sorry.
Wait, we're all adults here. Kind of.
No.
What's adult age in frogs again?
10.
Oh, they're
babies.
She whispers babies.
They're like young teens. Like that's kind of my thought. Like
No shits
basically, like
are happening.
you're talking like 12, 13.
Oh my god.
That and they consider themselves the adults, if that makes sense. The babies, the other 6 that like don't fight, they keep them separate. They always keep them hidden. Those to them are the children. To Boulder, the members of the syndicate, the squad leaders and everything, he considers them to be adults.
Like, I think
That's where we're at.
Okay,
That's,
I have a better
that's the
understanding.
extremeness of the situation.
I think I made this reference last time after you guys left. We basically found Jet and his freedom fighters.
Oh my god!
And you know
think
what?
about that?
Shit. Little Kimmy had questionable morals when it came to Jet the Tong. She's like, I didn't even think about that.
Damn.
Me?
Yeah.
You're right.
That's
And Boulder's real similar to Jet in some
Boulder
ways.
Jet.
Yeah, there's similarities I didn't think about.
Zevari is
Yeah.
respecting
Has
his game.
a straw piece in his mouth at all times.
Zevari is respecting
In a jungle where there is no wheatgrass of any kind.
He found the one.
No, but he's always fiddling with his dagger. That's his like thing.
Is he doing it right now?
Well, he's like it's sort of like it's not like he doesn't like pull it out and like swing it around or anything, right? It's like he just like puts his hand on it, like kind of like slides it out just like a little bit, you know what I mean? Just every once in a while, and then like just
It makes him feel in control.
he just kind of like, if that makes sense, like he just kind of, it's like how he like fidgets a little bit, but he's not like brandishing it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I mean, Boulder will say, that is, I did think it was too dangerous before we contacted you. I can see that you are much, much more powerful than I. And to give you guys like a meta understanding of the power level here, you guys are like a 10. Boulder is a 6.
Ooh.
Boulder is the strongest one.
Oh no! Noted.
Well, the reason I like the cave idea is because
By far.
it would
Strongest by
give
far.
me considerable peace of mind to know that I can leave them somewhere safe while we go off and do scarier
Did you hear
stuff.
I do agree that either way we need to be somewhere good and secure. My original thought with the pyramid was
I am prepared
it
to kill,
seems-
to be fair.
so big.
I don't want to stay.
It could become easy to defend. I could put an arcane lock on the door. That way people can't get in it. Like these orcs, they probably aren't all spellcasters, so
You guys have that suit of armor?
that was just something I was.
You
Suit of armor.
You guys have that suit of armor?
To act as the guards. Oh shit!
You guys got it for Castle Red, but you still have it on you. You didn't send it. You haven't sent it anywhere.
Wow.
You have like all that shit that you got for that for castle defense that could defend like a cave or a pyramid.
Yeah. Either way, that stuff would still be good.
Or something else if you guys come up with something else like this isn't your only options like in that sense. Like if you guys wanted to try to find something else, you could. It would take time, but. Like, if you wanted to, like, explore the woad and try to find something else that could suffice as, like, a suitable, base, like, you could absolutely do that. I don't want to just, like,
But there's
pigeonhole
something
you guys
else.
into the syndicate. Like, the syndicate has an idea, you guys have an idea, but you could try to explore other options as well if you wanted to.
We don't have very much time, though.
Yeah, it would take time. It would definitely take time to try to explore, and because, it's very dense. And...
I think... What is your name, Bubbles?
Yes.
Okay, I got it right. Bubbles, I think that's a really good idea.
Really? Wow.
I'm prepared to tell you everything I know about this group of orcs. And he keeps, like, putting his, like, he puts his, like, padded finger on his nose. He doesn't have glasses, but it's, like, still that same gesture,
He's pointing to the noggin.
Yeah, he's pointing to his noggin. I'm prepared to tell you everything I know.
Can you start writing it down?
Can you write?
Yes, I can. Boulder taught us all to read and write.
Oh, damn, Boulder. I see you.
Education is important. I would not be where I am without it.
What language do they speak?
So, they speak Common, and Boulder speaks Fribbish, which is what I was calling the frog language.
I just have it as frog speak in my notes.
They call it Fribbish, but it's frog speak. And then like everyone else like is kind of learning it, but like Common is like, and Boulder can explain. Common is what they teach the frogs in the farms because the orcs know Common. But they also know Orcish, so if they want to say something that the frogs can't understand, they'll talk in Orcish. But if they want to order us around, they'll talk to us in Common.
It'd be nice if you knew Orcish.
I think I'm gonna...
Yes, I agree. I know 3 languages.
What are they?
Fribbish, Common, and a 3rd language. You've probably never heard of it.
Try. I know a few languages.
And he says something that, to I think Rain, sounds like and to Zevari and Dart would sound like I've never spoken to anyone else like this in Infernal.
Oh my god.
So how do you know this? Back in Perfect Infernal.
And he seems like kind of alarmed, and he goes...
she's like excited. Like, how the fuck do you know this?
But yes, so, and he seems kind of like, he's like, surprised that you, like, and he looks at you too, like, do you know it too? And he says it in Infernal. You do know Infernal, right?
Yeah, I know it.
That's what I thought. Like, sorry? But just above board, right? You could still act like to Boulder that you don't know it, but he's like looking at you, trying to see if you understand him. And he will say, I don't know if I feel comfortable discussing it.
Understandable.
And when he says that, he kind of like turns his body to the side like this, if that makes sense. Like,
is that the side? I feel so Rain. Is that the side with this dagger that he's pointing away from me?
Yes.
And do an insight check.
Sure.
Girl, carry on. I rolled a 2.
Yeah, I mean, you have some you have some intuition, but you can just like,
she's like, it's not.
Does anybody else, want to make an insight check? You can if you want. You all have.
Ooh.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 26.
26. Really good. Pause 1 second. Last time I said you guys start the session with an inspiration point, so don't forget that. Also, Dart, you should get inspiration for everything last session, so I meant to give that to you as well. And then also, Rain and Zevari, you both get inspiration for the dancing. So everybody should have 2 inspiration. That's where it maxes out. If that makes sense. Sorry. Bringing it back. What?
21.
21.
I decided to take, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Rain, definitely, so you don't understand him, right? So you don't really, but you understand body language and you understand, tone of voice. And you can tell that, Boulder has revealed something and is now defensive, if that makes sense. And kind of, nervous. And, you can tell that they... he's got, it's almost like he's shifted his weight on his back foot, he's ready.
I feel the change of gravity.
Exactly, he's ready, you can feel the tension in his legs, he's ready to just, leap away. If that makes sense, that's he's getting, a fight or flight sort of thing. So that's what you notice with your, 26, and, not being able to understand what they're discussing. And you also notice that it is his dagger side that he's kind of pulling away from the conversation, if that makes sense. He's naturally sort of. And Zevari, with your 21, to you it's again, it's obvious that he's being defensive. It's obvious that he's trying. He already was I know I'm revealing too much, and you can feel he's regretting it, if that makes sense. He took a risk, now he's regretting that risk, and he's kind of please don't ask me about my dagger, please, you know what I mean? That's the kind of thing, and he's ready to run away if you do, but that's kind of or he wants to at least, to run away, but
Zavari's seeing a lot of herself in this moment. It's hey, it's okay. I know this because I'm a tiefling. I'm born with this knowledge of this language.
You're born with it.
Yeah.
Can I say to him in Infernal?
He waves the rest of the syndicate away. He did that
a while.
Or he did that a few sentences ago, yeah. And they listen to him. If that makes sense. He kind of does this thing. He sort of gestures for them to clear out. And it's not they're afraid of him. They just respect him. They all clear out. They give their distance.
Does your dagger speak to you?
Is it that obvious?
You were kind of weird about it.
We've kind of run across this sort of thing before.
You have?
Yeah.
He's now he's starting to sort of back up a little.
I'm just watching them.
And are you speaking in common now? Or
no, I'm going to stay in Infernal. Did you guys tell me that about his soul thing?
Nope.
You didn't tell me that?
Nope. Okay. We didn't tell you about yours either.
Right. Oh, follow-up question. The dagger I gave you, that we thought might have been the reason why I was hearing the sound, but then it turns out it wasn't. It's not cursed.
I sure hope not. I did do an Arcana check when I got it. Nothing. I learned it's a +1 dagger. It doesn't miss its target.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, we cast Identify. That's what he has.
Oh yeah.
1d6 slashing, 1d6 necrotic, never miss dagger, which Zevari is holding for me.
I would encourage you to read the description of the Identify spell.
Oh, cha-cha. Doesn't tell me if things are cursed. I bet is what you're telling me.
I see that Boulder's really flighty. Again, Zevari sees a lot of herself in this moment.
Can I trust you to tell you what happened?
You can tell me if you want to. That you don't have to.
Sorry.
Wait a minute, it does say, you learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn what spell created it. Did I learn that shit?
It was created by, It'd probably be like an enchantment spell. Like it's a dagger that was forged and then enchanted.
I mean, I assume that the enchantment was the reason it never misses.
Yes. But I believe it should also specify that it does not reveal curses.
It does not say that.
It should. Are you on the wiki?
I'm on roll 20.
Oh.
It could be the new spell.
I could be wrong.
I can look at D&D Beyond's description.
I was gonna say, I might be thinking of an older iteration of the spell.
There's a better question. There's like a Reddit post from 3 years ago that says, no, Identify doesn't detect curses. Page 138 in DMG discusses cursed items where it says that most methods of identifying items, including the Identify spell, fail to reveal a curse or something to that effect.
Okay, so it's a description of cursed items. Well, that... There you go. I just didn't want to be, I didn't want to be unfair, by letting you conclude, it for sure isn't cursed. I'm not saying it is cursed, but I'm not saying it's not cursed.
And do I recognize Boulder's dagger at all? Is it similar to the dagger she is holding for him, or
No, it is not similar. The one that you have, I believe, it's similar in the same way that they do both have black blades, but the one that you have is clearly made of a black metal, and it has a reddish sort of glow to it, on the edges. If that makes sense, it's weirdly, it's a faint sort of. It's hard to explain, but it's a faint sort of reddishness to it. Whereas his dagger looks like it's made of a solid piece of obsidian.
Yeah, obsidian blades that speak infernal have got real Asmodaddy devil vibes.
Please may I explain?
Of course.
It's under his name's Boulder. So, shortly after I escaped, when I was exploring on my own, I found a mysterious dagger with a black blade in the bottom of the lake. It was really, really sharp, and I was super excited. It was an amazing stroke of luck. I hadn't had a weapon at that point. I desperately needed one. After maybe a few days or weeks of having it, I heard the voice of the being that lives in the blade. My blade is called Atraxia, and it is, from my understanding, a prison for a devil named Profanity.
History. We're calling us anything religion.
Does
that name ring any bells?
That's got real cursey vibes to it.
You could do a history.
It's all ass, and they don't have good things on it. But I will give it a shot. Continue.
I did text you the spelling as well.
Thank you so much. Jesus. Nah, it's a different one.
So, the only reason why I know how to fight, the only reason why I can defend the others and teach them things is because of Profanity.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering where you got formal training in this jungle by yourself. That answers that.
We train every night in my sleep.
Oof. So...
Does it hurt you?
I'm tired, I guess. We have an agreement.
What agreement? What did you offer it?
I don't think Profanity would be happy if I told you.
Oh boy.
But you do have a pact with this thing.
Indeed. That is how she put it. Yes.
You're like me then. I'm in a pact of my own. I'm in a pact of my own.
Are you?
Yes.
With whom?
Asmodeus.
And he kind of He doesn't have recognition in his eyes, and he's like, she knows of Asmodeus.
So that doesn't surprise me somehow.
He's like the Lord of Devils.
Yeah. I'd be surprised if she didn't know who that was.
She really knows Asmodeus.
Really knows.
She feels angry.
Mm-hmm. And Asmodeus.
But no, not Asmodeus directly.
Oh, okay.
And he like kind of stops, and like he's basically like he doesn't have to like touch the blade to hear her. He's attuned to the blade. He hears her.
Mm-hmm.
If she wants to talk, she talks. And so he kind of just is standing there and kind of just like he looks spaced out, but he kind of puts his hand up, you know, like wait, you know, I'm listening, I'm hearing, you know. Make a persuasion check.
That's a 19 on my first roll. 19's my better roll.
So
I have advantage on persuasion. That's one of my new things. I just wanted to let you know.
Yes, absolutely. Arifany is very impressed by you. She says you wield the sword of lies.
Oh, she knows about this thing.
A little bit.
She willing to tell me something about it?
Perhaps.
Does she want something for it?
She wants to know why you have it.
Because I fucking like it.
He just kind of shrugs. He doesn't say anything, he just kind of shrugs. But she has given me permission to inform you of her story.
What's her name again?
Arifany.
Thank you.
Arifany.
Thank you so much, Arifany.
Kind of like a, you know, sort of like a Greek.
Yeah, looking at it, I just want to say Airyphone.
Yeah, but it's Arifany. Yeah, it's yeah. But yes, so my blade, Atraxia, like I said before, is a prison for my patron. Many, many years ago, countless years ago, Arifany was a commander in the army of hell. She was sealed away in this blade by her superior, an archdevil named Zario. She said that she disobeyed a command, and that was her punishment. She's been cursed to claim 100,000 lives for Asmodeus, or be sealed away in his blade for eternity.
That's a lot of lives.
That's a lot of lives.
Her and I have an agreement. She teaches me how to kill, and I help her reach her goal.
How many have you killed?
I'm gonna say, what's your number? What's your body count?
She does not disclose that with me.
Okay, understandable. That is personal.
But yeah, she agreed to, you know, we spoke for when she finally contacted me, we spoke and discussed, you know, everything. And she said, you know, she would teach me. And that, you know, in exchange, all I need to do is kill my oppressors, which is what I wanted to do anyway.
Has anyone besides you touched the blade?
Yes,
I mean,
but
besides the people that you stabbed with it, I guess.
Well, yes, but the blade is mine. She will only return to me. She will only give her benefits to me. And then
So she tells you.
So that's true. Meta-wise, though, he is a Pact of the Blade warlock, a Hexblade warlock.
Love warlocks. They're just so fun. They're all little freaks.
But yeah, she taught him how to read. He knew language, but he didn't know how to read or write. She taught him how to read and write. She taught him survival shit. She taught him how to fight, and he's been passing on that knowledge.
Evil mommy.
Something like that.
That technically means that you need this more than I do.
Time for crimes. Yeah, exactly.
It's the frog with a knife.
Yeah. That's literally Boulder. He's the frog with a knife. Yes. She has granted me certain arcane abilities.
Alright, well, we will probably have to deal with that at some point.
What do you mean?
Or maybe we don't.
This is a mutually beneficial contract. Arifity, I would like to, specifically said that she was not taking my soul.
So you did bargain your soul, is what you're saying.
No. She just assured me that it wasn't part of the deal.
I'm going to tell you, Dart, that's a hell of a deal. That's a hell of a deal.
Like,
literally.
I need to claim, do my part in claiming the lives for Asmodeus, and that is my exchange. She can't do it herself from being in the dagger, so she would if she could, trust me.
Well, I bet she would.
well, I don't love it.
I'm just saying, let's just see.
But it wouldn't be the first time I have,
Ran with the warlock?
no, I was going to say tolerated, but that doesn't seem quite the right word. It seems a little judgmental.
I know you tolerate me, Dart.
No, that's not how I'm going to put it. It's not how I'm going to put it.
It's okay, I know.
It's more like, it wouldn't be the first time I've been wrong. That's not right either.
You've never been wrong.
God.
Zavari's just sitting there grinning at Dart for him to try to figure out what he wants to say.
I wouldn't necessarily say that just because someone is connected to Asmodeus, that doesn't automatically make them like a bad person. But like, old Asmo Daddy is a wee bit on the dangerous side.
You think so?
Archdevil.
Well, Archdevil Zariel was the one who cursed him.
Yeah. Asmodeus isn't an
She serves Asmodeus.
He's like the king of Archdevil.
Yeah,
Exactly.
she serves Asmodeus, so that's why the 10,000 lives are for Asmodeus.
Yeah,
But,
so
like,
really had
Also,
nothing to do with
100,000
this.
lives.
Yeah, 100,000.
Yeah. Really, he had nothing to do with this. This is like one of his, people think like, oh, I'll do this for clout. That's really all they want is clout. I've had to deal with one of these.
I want clout.
Yeah, but like...
You recall the Bone Devil?
like meta styles, I have a feeling that his whole soul darkening thing isn't 100% due to the noise that he hears. Now knowing this information about his
Oh yeah. Now that is something like Samaria.
his daggery bits. So
But Zamaria's like, it's fine.
like from my perspective as a frogfolk who just found other frogfolk, knowing that one of them is like intimately and very likely lifelong tied to Asmodeus.
Zariel.
Zariel, in like a you have to murder for the rest of your life deal. It's not like ideally what I wanted for him.
Is this for the rest of his life? Is this for the rest of your life? Or just until you want to be gone?
We don't know the number.
As far as I understand, it is until the lives are claimed, or she is satisfied with my work.
You can...
In the sense of, like, that she could release me before the lives are claimed, if she's satisfied with my work. If, if she just wants to move on from having me be her wielder. However, other than that, I have to get to the 100,000 lives in order to, graduate out out of it.
You could put it in a box and, leave it. Not saying that he would.
I mean, I'd ask myself,
She would take away my powers.
how did that,
She would take away everything that she's given me.
Right.
Okay.
Understandable.
the question I'm asking myself is, how did that dagger end up at the bottom of a lake, you know what I'm saying?
She doesn't like to talk about her past that much.
No, I can't imagine why.
Sounds terrible.
I mean, I get it.
But, I can't do anything about that right now. And I feel like
One thing at a time.
he doesn't want to do anything about that right now. Because he thinks it's a good thing.
He owes his entire life to this weapon. And his entire syndicate, everything. And he will say that openly. I owe everything to her.
I understand why you would feel that way. Not our priority right now.
And one day, when we are done with this, I will kill in the name of the king.
Can always live in the name of the new.
Or middle ground. You could live in the name of the king. I'm just saying.
Why not both?
Yeah.
Why don't we discuss Pacts later?
I gotta
Hash
introduce you to
on
this
that.
kid, Edmund. I mean,
Too many kids.
I just gave him a speech about almost this exact concept.
Oh my god.
Hey,
You
you
have to
called the
keep-
narrative themes.
You have to keep teaching the kids the same shit.
Same shit, different.
Same thing I tell all my other kids. You can't kill all your problems.
Zevari. Daru is alerting you that there is activity at the pyramid.
Oh,
Ham fact it up.
We're talking about games today, folks.
ooh.
Get excited. What is your character's favorite game? Tell us about it.
I am going to go first because mine is both incredibly obvious and very likely to be played this session. Leapfrog.
Oh shit. Oh my gosh. Yes.
I did not think about the frog abilities. Holy
It's
shit.
about to get insanely froggy. Zavari's favorite game is that she doesn't have a favorite game. She doesn't like playing games. She used to like playing games, but eventually Zaris and Graham got older and they were like, you know what sounds cool? Betting. You know how people bet? They just play games and put money on it. We need to learn how to play well enough to gamble. Hey, Zevari, do you want to play? And then they'd use all their tactics on her. And so this was like when Zaris was like probably 13. So then after that, she was like, I don't want to play games. I want to make music, actually. I will be in the music room or at the shooting range.
Number one favorite game is Access Ball. It was a sport designed from her school. It's her school's sport. It's a 6v6 universal relay where all athletes' strengths are the focus while acknowledging everyone's limitations and placing them where they are most likely to succeed amongst the 6 arenas that could be whatever. If there's magic base that changes the levels to be whatever it is. And you have to basically play through the levels as a team and be the first one done. It's as fast as I could do it.
Daru's favorite game is, and often plays this with Flux when Flux is not working. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Daru's favorite game is Chase and Hide, where you chase and hide from each other. You chase each other and you hide from each other.
Extremely complicated.
And it's not like, it's the excitement. It's not like the contact at the end, you know what I mean? It's like the excitement of the chasing and the hiding is Daru's favorite part. Like, Daru does not, like some animals will, or some pets will like tackle each other or whatever and like wrestle. And Daru's like, no, time to chase and hide again.
Ham fact it down.
Nope, that's the alarm.
Oh my god, we gotta go check.
That's the alarm.
We gotta go check the punji stick traps.
So so Daru basically kind of like, you feel like Daru like nudging you or like trying to get your attention. What do you do?
I'll be like, that's the alarm, and then look through Daru's eyes to kind of see what's going on.
Okay, so yeah, you look through Daru's eyes, and so the door to the pyramid is not open.
Mm-hmm.
But right in front of like where the door was, like on the ground, because there was some stairs that led up into the door into the pyramid. So like right at the base of the stairs on the ground, there is like a large flat disc, like an oval shape that kind of looks like it's like being torn into like the fabric of space-time, essentially. And there's like this purple sort of swirl, and Daru will kind of like fly to get a better angle, and you can see like inside this sort of disc or this like opening, like there is like a starry void that looks it looks like the astral sea, like a purpley part of the astral sea, because it's like there's all kinds of different like weird colors and lights and stuff going on. So like it's like a purpley part of the astral sea, but you see like very clearly like that's exactly what it looks like. And then you see like reaching through, like you see like a small hand of a Dwargar, and he reaches out and he grabs like on the ground the stake that his rose is tied to, and he like yanks himself out, and he sort of like when he pulls, it's very athletic. He flings himself out of the hole and kind of like flips, and he lands, and the ground collapses beneath him, and he falls into a pit. And as he's doing that, he like yells. He's kind of like yelling and he's like exclaiming. The older spellcaster orc, like the priestess, she like levitates out of this dimension door, and she's like her like cloak is like bloody, and she looks pretty worse for wear. The Dwargar like looks like maybe he's like, maybe he's got like, he got rocked a couple of times, but he doesn't really look like super injured, but she looks a little bit more injured, and she floats out of the dimension door. And she looks fucking pissed. And she looks down and she sees her companion in the pit, and she's just like, ugh, and she rolls her eyes, and behind her comes the other like female orc. She sort of like, she's like kind of reaching through. She's like, hey, a little help. And the priestess sort of floats down and reaches, like, she like sticks the end of her staff in and like kind of gives it like a tug and like, gives her some momentum to pull herself out. And she's like reaching behind for someone else, because if you remember, there was one other orc, and she's reaching for him, and she starts to pull him through, and the priestess kind of sneers, and she goes, "You should have just let me sacrifice her." And she kind of like floats towards the circle, and she smacks, like, now that she's like she's pulled the one girl through, and she's trying to pull her companion through, and she smacks her hand with like the end of her staff, like kind of like a thwack, and she goes, "Ow!" And then she reaches in with the end of her staff and just like just smashes it into something. You can't like, because like it's kind of like in the void, or at least even from where like Daru is, you can't like see what's coming out until it's like out, if that makes sense. So she's like smashing something on the other side of this dimension door, like back into the door, and she's like, "No, you can stay in there." And then she like and as she's doing that, she's like, kind of, she has this like look of like pure contempt in her eyes, and she floats backwards. And the other members of the party, first off, the Dwargar in the bungee pit is like, "Help!" And like the girl is like, "Whoa, fuck!" Like, she's just at this point she's like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing?" But she's not gonna stop her, because she's clearly got this like bloodlust in her eyes. And the priestess shoots like a firebolt into the portal, and it's 1, 2, 3 bolts, and then it instantly shoots 1, 2, 3 more firebolts, and she's like just like rapidly shooting like firebolts into the portal, and it closes up, and there's like a little bit of smoke that wafts out, and she's like, better off without him.
Well, there goes the guy with good hair.
Yeah, it was the guy with good hair. And the lady is like, "Look, are you crazy?" Not anymore. You saw how he looked at us, like we were pieces of meat just because we're women. I don't know. And the Dwargar's like, "Hey, help!" And she's like, and she starts to like run towards her Dwargar friend, but then falls into the first pit trap.
And then right then, the two logs slam together and just crush the wizard lady.
Oh my god. Where's Vogue? Yeah.
You said that she cast a firebolt. How many times?
6 times.
Well, it shot 6 bolts.
From the staff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, from the staff?
Yeah.
Oh.
She was like, "What level is this bitch?"
I'm like,
But-
what the hell is she wearing?
Well, so, like, I mean, and you would know, like, similar to Eldritch Blast, like, Firebolt has additional bolts when you're, like, higher level.
I didn't. I don't know
Okay,
in Baldur's
gotcha.
Gate 3 where it doesn't.
And Bow. It does, doesn't it?
Not in Baldur's Gate 3.
Pretty sure it does.
I gotta look it up. I don't do that.
It was like Shadowheart has firebolt.
Because I had Firebolt.
Or the damage just go up.
Because I always
I
think of
thought
like
the damage just
twin spell it to like
I was like, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, maybe the damage
That's what I was
just
like.
goes up.
How did
the
she do that?
damage increases by 1d10 when you reach 5th level.
Okay, in which case, it would be 2 bolts.
Boom, boom.
Apologies. Because I was thinking, like, you know, that it was doing multiple, like, bolts.
I feel like what it is that she shoots one and like it's so powerful, chunks of it like fly off, you know. So it seems like it's multiple.
Is she wearing jewelry?
Or is it staff?
She has, like, thick gloves on, and she has, like, a long, like, cloak over her, it covers like most of her arms. You can tell that she's wearing something because you can see like the remnants of like a chain, but like it goes under her cloak, and then over her cloak she has like a sort of like ornamental like twine necklace that has like little bones and skulls and rocks and like stones on it, like gemstones, but like. But you can tell that she's like wearing something under, you know, she's got something that she's got tucked, basically. And sort of the same thing where, like, if she was wearing, like, rings, they're covered by gloves.
Okay.
If she was wearing, like, a bracelet or something like that, it's covered by, like, gloves. She's not wearing, like, as far as you can tell, like, a circlet, but she does have, like, this, like, bone headdress that we, like, had talked about. So it's hard to tell. Like, you can tell, like, she's, like, expertly hiding, you know, anything that, like, if she was wearing something, like, you know, magical or something, she's hiding it as best as she can, you know.
There's some kind of
Scorching Ray does more, like, rays of fire the higher level you get. It's like Eldritch Blast.
Oh, okay, got you. So, yeah, it could have been a Scorching Ray then. Yeah, because, we can retcon it then. Say it was a Scorching Ray.
So then it's not just chemicals.
But
It's true. Okay.
then she does the Scorching Ray.
It's a second level spell.
Yeah.
So that was not what I thought it was. Okay.
Unclear, I guess, is what I will say.
So the two of them that came out that are not floating both fell into the pit traps.
Yeah.
And the one who is floating seems bloodied.
Yeah, and she's, you know,
Like they had a rough go of it inside.
being some type of way. And she's got like she's like looking down at her like companions in like the pits.
We gotta get over there.
Yeah. How far away is that from?
So you guys are
My real question is it within 500 feet?
no. Because you guys were sort of near it, but then they took you to their camp, which was like further away.
And we were like,
You're probably like 20 minutes away if you guys rushed. If otherwise, unless you have like some sort of like way to teleport or fly over everything, even.
I have Dimension Door, which goes up to 500 feet.
well, we could always go and have Daru tail them. So, like, we know if they leave.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll take them a while to get their
shit together.
shit out of those
Literally.
punchy stick traps.
What if you took like a haste pill and you just kind of...
But then I'll be so tired for the rest of the day.
Oh, does it do that?
Yeah.
I didn't know the pills did that. Okay.
What's happening?
She wants me to dope up.
No, right.
I mean, I
Explain what
can't.
this means.
I can't.
What are you doing? What do you see?
Orcs by the pyramid.
Oh, they fell into our traps.
They did fall into your traps.
They fell into our traps.
Yes! I can see them right now. They're writhing around. Looks around.
Yeah. Rain and
Amazing,
Zevari are just looking at each other.
We did it. That's amazing.
Oh, we should probably get over there.
All right, let's go.
You need to say that right now.
What?
It's like,
That's a bit much even for me.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Aren't you happy when a plan succeeds?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like you have
Yeah, come on, everybody, let's go.
my inner Sakura is just like, oh my god. Asmodeus is also like,
It's like, this is like twice removed for me. I didn't do this.
Should I call upon any of our commanders?
you would know because they're being killed in the name of Asmodeus.
No.
Right?
Can I come with you?
The way of Asmodeus, so no. Well, he might care. He honestly might.
I mean, I don't know that there's a crazy wizard lady shooting firebolts. I just know that somebody fell into the trap. So as far as I'm concerned, it's fine.
So let's go. He's like ready to go.
So I feel like you guys are like leading the way, and then Zevari and I are like staying back, and we're like we're gossip
Yeah,
folk
if you
back
guys are
here.
rushing back, it's still gonna take a few minutes. So like,
Yeah, so that's a thing, but also you know, we're here to help Dart stop certain people from eating his kind. But what are we gonna do at the Jubilee? Are they gonna serve frog legs? Because it's like your country's delicacy, right?
Here's what I keep trying to tell both of you. They're not sentient frogs, Rain.
But does that matter to Dart?
But they can't even communicate with him. Here's the thing. We eat frogs because in the highlands, they overpopulate. Not enough of them die. So that fucks up the eco chain. So we have a very specific time to hunt them, but it's only like a month out of the year.
Okay, well, we have about a month, maybe 3 weeks to get Dart ready for the Jubilee. And then, I guess...
Umbermore has been made aware, but
As a hunter, I understand population control to maintain like ecological equilibrium. But as a frog, you be eating my cousins.
I haven't had frog in so long, Dart. And I probably won't ever eat frog again, honestly. Looks at your legs.
Drew.
No, she's like...
Fluid-filled canals.
Yeah, she's like, I know way too much about frogs now.
My like land stride ability lets me travel through like difficult terrain at max speed without issue. Even like I just like pass through non-magical plants like they're not even there.
We'll catch up with you.
yeah, you'll be ahead then. You'll definitely be ahead. Yeah, instead of taking like 20 minutes to get there, you're probably like 10 minutes ahead. Honestly.
Swinging from tree to tree with my freaking tongue.
I'm moon gliding. Can you get some speed berries?
Can I just sit on her lap?
I kind of need that range of motion.
That was worth a try to ask.
Maybe just like on my shoulders.
Okay.
Imagine if you're on my shoulders and I'm just like moon gliding through the fucking...
And is that what you guys are doing?
No, I figure like I am using my tongue to swing, so I can easily just carry you with like.
And then you could like toss her to Boulder, and you could
Tarzan style.
Not sturdy.
Nah, she needs a good base. Yeah. Hop on off. Or maybe I can get pegs. I'll have not that like that. But like bicycle. The bicycle. Like, oh my god. What?
And here I was about to say, I was just like you with my powerful legs.
No, like I'm sorry. Slugs can turn into kickstands. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, that makes
like
sense.
something
Or like a little
that can
platform.
stand on a foot plate for you.
Okay, yes.
Like,
I'm so sorry.
Oh my god, you remember in the Emperor's New Groove when Kronk had like that contraption that carries Yzma? Can flux do that?
I feel like he's gonna do one thing at a time. He's
That's a
my
lot.
chair or he's my thing. But when I'm like pushing my own chair, I have one.
You need to get like one of those. You need to get the backpack.
Except for it's for Rhinosaurus.
Well, right now it's Zevari.
That's true. But you are. I feel like you have a kickstand so that you can do fire, 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 fire if you need to.
I'm secure.
And I'm just like moon gliding us through, trying to catch up. And then I eat speed berries.
Dump it up anyway.
With drift.
That's drift is here.
It's the power of nutrition.
Yeah, did Drift go with you guys? Yeah, I guess he probably would. He is pretty fast. It's really easy for him to keep up. Plus, he's a druid, so he could just like turn into like a, something that can run through the jungle better. But he's also already good at that. So
It's like a backpack palanquin.
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
That is
exactly. Yeah.
what we doing over here.
And Drift is like, so what's the plan when we get there?
Don't know.
Forgot Drift was with us.
I didn't forget you, buddy.
Everyone forgets about me. No, I'm just kidding.
It's the new sitcom. Everybody forgets Drift.
Oh. Wow.
It's not a kitty.
You guys
Gonna be a
never
comic
forget him
strip
again.
later.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, what's the plan when we're there? Boulder, I forgot you were here.
Damn, Boulder.
Yeah, he goes, Drip just looks at him like, dude, what the hell?
Said, we'll put poison in the pizza. What do we tell their families? They were thieves.
So Boulder's like, when we get there, we kill them. That's the plan.
Then loot their weirdly deep orc butts.
I don't know how I feel about this duo.
I mean, the guy who hates orcs and the guy who has a contractual obligation to kill 100,000.
Are you still looking through Daru's eyes?
Yeah.
999.
Lokara.
Oh, that's that crazy bitch. Oh no.
So Daru is watching. She's like floating above, the pits, and she kind of like turns and puts like a hand on her hip and kind of like poses with her staff. Enter Lokara, the unyielding priestess.
This bitch is weird. She's the one that makes the orcs red cap. She does that shit.
Oh.
She definitely takes her sweet time getting her companions out of the pits, but she eventually will use she'll basically like cast these like spectral like tendrils, like sort of like tentacles, and they like reach down into the pit and they like pull her companions out, and they are injured, from the sticks, and the dweller is like ripping a punji, like a poop covered stick out of the hole in his shoulder.
Just slips out
He
of
pulls
his
it out and then sniffs it and is like, oh, yeah,
literally.
So my dog aren't even that smells bad to me.
Shit.
Literally.
He goes, this is a lot even for me. But yeah, he pulls it out and he's like, somebody knew we were here. Do we have enemies in the area? Lokara will be like, everyone's our enemy, you idiot. Everyone who isn't an orc. I'm not an orc. And she just raises her eyebrows at him like, yeah. And that it doesn't, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of look she gives him, just like, yeah, that's right. You're not an orc.
Okay.
He's like, oh, do you still have the potions? Ugh. And she tosses him like a potion, like a big, like it looks like a potion of greater healing. Like it's like that kind of size, if that makes sense.
Or directly into the holy stick wound.
But
Can Daru try to intercept that shit and take it?
yeah,
Putting Daru at risk. This lady shoots flaming death. Baldy. You know this.
I'm gonna use my past inspiration. And it was so worth it. Let me look up the stat block really quick.
so she like tosses it to him,
Mm-hmm.
and as it's in the air, Daru like swoops through.
Dirty 20.
and grabs it out of the air. As soon as
It does a peace sign, like, as it's going by.
oh yeah, like your camera slows down and just like put the tongue out. Yep.
Hot girl shit.
Yes. But with that, have Daru roll initiative for me.
I think it has a bonus to.
It'd be
Dexterity
Dex.
modifier.
Oh, okay. 10.
Well, at least if it gets hit, it's got a potion already.
Damn.
He does have magic resistance, so that does help.
Let's go Daru.
So yes, she will. So she won initiative, so she is going to point her staff at Daru, and she kind of like puts like a hand sort of like on her forehead, and you can see her like concentrating for a second, and she is casting Mind Silver, and she is going to drive a spike of psychic energy into Daru's mind. So, like, Zevari, you're kind of like, you're somewhat occupying Daru's mind. Mm-hmm. You would be able to feel this hit. Intelligence saving throw, and you would get advantage because of the magic resistance.
12.
A 12. Daru takes 4 psychic damage.
Okay. We're fine.
And then she is going to cast Toll the Dead. So
that's another save, right?
Yes, it would be a con save.
Okay.
And this time, because he failed the Mind Silver, like it kind of like hits him and kind of disorients him a little bit. You subtract 1d4 from the save.
Okay.
You still get advantage, but you subtract 1d4 from the higher number.
9.
So Daru takes 11 necrotic damage. Is that it? Does that kill Daru? Or is like...
Let me double check, because...
Or is Zevari poofing Daru?
That would just poof Daru. But the magic potion does fall out of the air.
Falls to the ground and breaks. And you don't see... I guess you wouldn't see what happens next. But Lokara's fucking pissed. She's like, dirty little rat! And then that's when she fucking throws the Mind Silver, followed up with the Toll the Dead. Yeah, just like a, hefty double casting. And it just immediately takes Daru out. And she's like, and he's like, you have to be fucking kidding me. That was the last one, wasn't it?
I'm sorry I didn't get there in time to sticky tongue her face as she tried to cast.
It's okay, because I can just cast Strong Order again in Dark. Just reappears next to me without using a spell slot.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. And at that point, you don't see what goes on beyond that.
Daru will poof on my shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Find Familiar takes like 10 minutes to cast, I think.
Not with Pact Magic.
Oh shit, that's right.
Not with Pact Magic.
Got my ass.
It doesn't cost a spell slot, and I can just...
I didn't cost a spell slot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Well, yeah, you got it. So yeah, poof. And you guys all see that, and he unfolds like, what happened? He's so nosy.
He fucking is. I just had a little fun with them. Made sure that, people couldn't heal.
Excellent.
We need art of Daru catching it and like...
By the time you guys get to the pyramid, they are gone. Because it took several minutes, regardless of how fast you were able to travel. Like, you get there first, but they're already gone.
They were bloodied by the punji stick traps and their time in the pyramid. Yeah. Can I make a survival check to try and track them?
Yeah, absolutely. And since most of them are orcs, that's your favorite enemy.
It is.
Climb to the top of the pyramid.
I mean, I would probably just follow their footsteps / trail of blood. It seems like something I'd be able to do. So I'm going to use an inspiration. That is not much better. That is a 16.
Well, with the 16, so they had a rose with them, which is a very large, very heavy animal. So, like, they're pretty good tracks just from that alone that you're able to follow. You follow the tracks about 300 feet or so, sort of like into they go into the underbrush and stuff like that. It's kind of like there are some like paths that have been like traveled enough that there's a little bit of clear pathing, but there's not as much underbrush. They go like into the deep part. Through the underbrush, you can see broken like branches and like crushed plants, angry bugs that are like, my house, remember when you could speak with animals for a minute?
That was like 6 hours.
Yeah. But yeah, so you see that kind of stuff. And then like the trail just like ends.
Are they in the trees or do they teleport out?
The trail just ends. I don't know.
I will say, well, with the 16, we'll make an investigation check. Now that you're at like where the end of the trail is, with the advantage or the double proficiency, whichever one I say again. Sorry, it's a terrible memory.
Nat 20.
Whoa. Okay, so with Nat 20 actually, so I'll give you as much as I can. Really, you can tell like where the trail ends. They stopped here for a second. Like you can see like the hoof tracks from the road are like sunken in. Like they stopped here for a couple of minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, before like disappearing. You kind of like touch the leaves that are sort of around where the end of the trail is, and you feel that some of the leaves are like kind of cold, and it's a very clear like line where there's just like a line of like cold plants. They're not like frozen or anything, so it's like they were in the fridge or something. There's like a residual coldness from something. And you would probably know, you've experienced it of like portals and stuff like that, to know that like, the portals that you guys go through, typically that end up going through like the astral sea or whatever, they are like a little bit chilly. So, I feel like with the Nat 20, you've got enough information to kind of like figure that they must have gone like just far enough that they felt like they were going to like teleport from there, and like that would effectively get them to go, like get them away. And I mean, I don't know how much Zevari had described. I just kind of assumed that Zevari did her best to describe like what she saw, and she had mentioned like a dimension door, which from Zevari just said is like 500 feet. It's reasonable to assume that if she could cast it once, she could probably cast it again. So that's like, but it could have been a more powerful, portal. But so it's possible that they're still somewhat near, but a few minutes ago they jumped probably at least 500 feet ahead. The trail's gone cold.
Well, I've got an idea.
Mm-hmm.
They left somebody behind.
They did?
Yeah, the fancy-haired orc you saw.
Inside the pyramid.
He didn't make it out of the pyramid. He might still be there.
Mm-hmm.
And if they made it out of the pyramid, it's likely that at least some, if not most, of whatever bullshittery was inside has been dealt with. So we could go back.
We can set the living armor outside while we're inside as like some extra insurance that nobody comes behind us. I don't think that's a one and done.
Can we make more traps?
We could, but I don't think it's likely they're going to return. We can make more traps once we set up like the cave hideout for the Leap Syndicate. Will definitely need to be trapped to make sure no one gets our frog names. So I guess the question is, do you guys want to go try to find the orc left behind at the pyramid and see if the enemy of our enemy is our friend? Or do we want to go back and worry about creating a cave hideout for the Leap Syndicate?
And potentially learning about enemies of our enemies as our friends.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Okay.
That's true. So what are you, that's something to discuss, but we're about 10 minutes till
It was like, next time.
So yeah, like that's something, yeah, that's something that, you guys
We can chat over the next week.
can chat about.
Whew, we learned so much in such a short amount of time.
We're about the 2-hour mark.
Hey, it was a short session, but still, not nothing.
And I feel like I just need to say this. Punji sticks totally works.
Absolutely.
Boulder, nice job on suggesting that we build a punji stick trap in front of a punji stick trap. That worked beautifully.
Thank you.
Loving where your head's at.
Thank you so much, my king.
Thank you for listening to Roll Forth. This has been the Empire Initiative featuring Samaria Hawkins as Lady Zevari / Lady Litria, Ryan Musgrove as King Dart of the Hopkins, Rachel Voss as Rain Vosgrove, and our wonderful MD, Shanna Cantu. Make sure to follow our socials, like, subscribe, do all the things, and yeah, please stay safe, friends.
I can't. That's all I can think of.
Oh my god. Not intentional.
So, we just started watching Naruto again. I don't remember why I had to take a break. Madara and old dude just should kiss. That's literally none of Naruto would have happened if we need to unite the Senju and the fucking Uchiha clan. Kiss.
Do it.
None of this would have happened. Good night, y'all.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, we were discussing that almost all of the major beef that's destroying everything is
Because boys want to kiss.
boys that refuse to kiss.
There's not enough boy kissing in the Naruto world.
Naruto Sasuke.
Yeah, Naruto
Just
Sasuke.
kissed.
They
Honestly,
did, and they were confused about it.
They could have kissed again.
Honestly, Kakashi and Obito
Should have just kissed.
Yep.
should have just kissed. They should have just kissed.
That's what I learned from Naruto. That's my main takeaway.
Madara and Hashirama, of course.
Should have just kissed.
There's probably another.
There's so many people that should have just kissed. Not even just boys, just couples.
Yeah, exactly.